Hello everybody, this is Mary Ann, and today I would like to show you a lot of changes that I have made in my Franklin Covey. It's the zip binder with 1.75-inch rings, and ever since I posted the new setup video that was like last month, a lot of things have changed as I have gotten more and more used to the bigger rings, and I found that I'm more comfortable with it because I tend to use it more, and I get confused when I use two different binders or two different files for work and study and freelance work and design work, and for my personal life. If I use different files for that, it's going to be confusing. So I worked with this, and this is what I like. It has proven to be very efficient for me. So now I would like to show you what I have done with it. I still have the Lamy here. I use it to write in my journal and to write in checks. And I have my 3-color Coletto, and I have already explained in a different video why I have the 3-color Coletto and no longer the 5-color one. I have simplified my color coding. Now here I have put 2 sheets of PVC that is wider than the personal sized pages, so that the edges, because when the binder is closed, the pages tend to slip down a little bit. So if the protective sheet is the same size as the personal sized sheet, then it will not be very protective because it exposes that much. So I cut PVC sheets to be wider, and it works. Now here I have a cover page, which is actually a list of all of the sections that I have. I have 23 sections. I know that sounds like a lot to you guys, but since I am using this as my EIOB, or everything in one book, and it has already worked, I figured I might as well take advantage of that and treat this like an actual book. So this is like the contents page. These are all my sections, and every time I have to access a section or place something in it or take something out of it, I look at this and I say, okay, where did I put this? Oh, it's under creative projects, and then I go to the creative projects. So that's how this works. And as you can see, these 4 sections are in bold font, and I have a decorative motif here to draw further attention to these 4 sections, and I will explain why later. Another change that I have made in this setup is that I have taken advantage of the super wide binder to use much bigger tabs that are more visible. And if I close the binder, I can still zip it. It still falls within the range of the zipper, so that's okay too. So that's it. That's the contents page and the tabs. And I have moved my university section to the front because it's going to be a hectic month. And up next is the prayer section. You've already seen this. This has not changed. And I have finally titled the section to deal with, and it's no longer called lists, because it's not just lists. I also have receipts that I have to file, pay for, bills, things like that. I have to restock this for myself, not for my Etsy store. I have to restock this for myself. So many things to deal with that it does not fall under the category lists. So all lists and resources go in this section. Next we have the capture page, sticky notes on a clear flyleaf, and blank sheets, different blank sheets. Then I have here identity and ownership. This is really my cards, my membership cards, my loyalty cards, ID cards, debit cards. This is my SIM card, which I keep here because I need these from time to time. Car registration, warranties, things like that, and tax community certificate, which we use as identification sometimes when we are in this area, and bank matters. Next, I have the cash and jackpot section. This is really my cash envelope because I use this as a wallet, and an envelope for the lottery tickets that I purchase. Now I used to have a top opening envelope. I think I threw it away. It did not last very long. It did last about 2 months, but it ended up being really crumpled and stuff because it was not really made for heavy use. So I designed this and I made this envelope. This is the same one that I have designed and made for the Filofax project, which is being sponsored by Janet Carr of This Bug's Life. So see, it's the same one, and I like the design, so I put it on here. I designed this to be exactly the same size as the Filofax personal size paper, so that everything will be aligned. And this is my cash. This is what I can actually spend to differentiate it from the cash that I am putting aside for the budgeting. And it closes with a flap, but I have designed the flap to be on here where the holes are, so that when I turn the page, the envelope will automatically close, and it will prevent accidental loss of cash or other slips of paper. And I have just put reinforcing patches on the inside part, so the outside part will still be clear. And I just named this jackpot because I did not want to name this envelope lottery tickets. It's too obvious. I just wrote jackpot here because it's a nice word to use. And I have lottery tickets here. Again, it's the same way I punched the cash envelope, so that no tickets will automatically fall off. It automatically closes when I turn the page. Next, I have the daily pages. This is my Chronodex. Now, I have made 2 major changes on here. I have realized that sometimes I need to write something in a particular category of my life, and I don't have a box for it because I only have these. In my calendar pages for 2014, I already placed those boxes, but I have to live with this. So what I did was I printed out the boxes that I'm missing on this sheet, and I just cut out what I need and paste it on here whenever I need them. Like, for example, what did I do? Like here, I only needed that for that day, so that went on there, and here as well. And it works for now because starting January 2014, I'm already gonna have the boxes that I actually need. This one is still missing other boxes. So that's the first change in my daily pages. Another major change that I made was this used to be back to back with this page. Now I use the 2 pages per day with the Chronodex on the left and all other things on the right. So you have Thursday and Friday, but Thursday is October 31 and Friday is November 1, and if I archive these pages by month, I'm going to be breaking apart either November 1, because I have to archive this together with 31 October, that's on the other side of the page, or I will end up breaking up October 31 because I need to archive this with the October pages and this one with the November pages. And that's just not going to work, because if I need to look for something, then I will have to look through two different files. So what I did was I inserted, I reprinted, I made a minor change in the layout in the digital file, and I inserted a notes page for each. I doubt if I'm ever gonna write anything here, but it will serve me well when I'm already archiving the October pages and the November pages. There. As for November 30 and December 1, none of the pages are back to back, so I did not need those in between pages, so that's okay. So that's the second major change I made in my daily pages. I have also added a monthly pages because I use the 2 pages per day, and I can only carry 2 months worth in this planner because it's too thick. This is 2 months. This is October and November, which means that I will need monthly pages after all, but just for forward planning. Now I've already put some things into the December calendar, and when the December calendar is here, I'm going to transfer them on there. So I have here from December 2013 until, well, until the end of 2014. I've already placed that down there, and I've printed the month only on one side so that it will be easier to archive with the rest of the daily pages for that month. On the back side, I have just a notes section. I might not even write anything there, but if I need to, the lines are there. Next, I have my medication health section, and it's my hormone calendar, medication, and right now there's not much, but just in case I am put back on my medication, I will have it here, because usually my psychiatrist gives me prescription for the regulated narcotics, and it needs a special license to be issued by the drugstore. So they check her S2 license each time, and the prescription comes in 2 sheets. Should be carbon copy. The drugstore takes the original, and I am left with the carbon copy, which is yellow. So I usually scan it and then put it in my computer, but the original, for as long as the month is still on, I usually put it on here. But right now I'm not on those, so it's not here yet. The next section is all about T. That's my husband. This is his number, and this is the ID that I show the bank each time I need to transact for him. This is his medication that I do have to scan. I have not done so yet, and he's off these anyway. I have already shown this to the corporate doctor for their records. So he had a nose infection. It's kind of funny, but it was really painful, and but it's over now, so I have to file these away. And these are just like a little monitoring thing for the love coupons that I gave him recently, like a couple of months ago, just so I know what he has not redeemed yet. And this one, I'm monitoring his bill for his cell phone, because his account almost always gets overcharged, double billed. So I need to check that always against the previous bill, because if the amounts are exact, then chances are it's a double billing, and we don't want to pay twice for something that we used only once. So that makes sense. It goes in here because it belongs to him. And emergency hotlines, this list went on here because this actually belonged to him. He's a security guy, and he works with these people. So every time there's he needs to call someone, he already has a file with him, but when he's with me, I'm the one he asks, like, what's the number for this office? So I give that to him, and then he's able to call them right away. And I have a little envelope here, the same as the cash envelopes and lottery envelopes that went on in the previous pages. It just holds his SIM card as well, because I don't know how to put that on the rings. So this envelope can hold all other bits and pieces that cannot go into the rings. So I put there T because that's for my husband. And then this is for my son. They changed his academic schedule entirely, and there were mm, new Saturdays in which they have to go to school because of the series of typhoons in which classes were suspended. They have to make up for that, so they had to redo the entire academic calendar for the rest of the year, and I'm still waiting for that. So this is where it's gonna go. And I have here financial projects. These are tracking for my for some loans that I'm already paying off. These are the retirement claims that I'm eligible for when I'm at age 65. It pays to know these things sometimes. And then I have here bank accounts, and then these loans are already paid off, but oh my god, working with the government, it's getting reconciled and getting the refund that they charged you with before. It's a pain, and this has been on here and this has been redone for 2 months already, and I have not got my refund yet. It's annoying, but I have to deal with it. These are resource materials for the refund that I am dealing with. See, I call them every week, but it's still the same. Nothing is moving. There. Refund, that's my payslip. And then this one, I'm trying to gather this amount of leave credits so I can monetize sometime maybe next year. And just receipts for some loans that I have fully paid off. These will go into a file that is dedicated to that account. And this is my financial wish list. I put it on the financial projects because I think it gains more power in my mind when I treat it not just as a wish list, but as a project that I can aim for. So there. Some of them are already fulfilled, like this one. The ones with dates on them are the dates in which I have fulfilled that. So if I can accomplish like 4 of them on there, then that's okay. I can accomplish the others. Now I have creative projects on here. Blog posts for the Filofax project. I have 1 blog post left to make, and goals for the project. And I have this book that I have been working on. It has started. I have not been able to update this because it's so slow. Working with the government, it's not very fast, but it's moving, but it's so slow. Right now we're still here. And then this is another book. It's almost done, but it's slow as well. And then this is the distribution list that I'm drafting for my 3rd book, which is coming out in November. It's very, very rough. I'm not even sure if this is complete. Of course it's not complete. And then I have here life projects. Projects that are broader and don't fall under financial projects, which is paying off loans, and creative projects, which is writing books and publishing books and blog posts. So these are for projects that are more broad in nature. So here I have the inspirational life quotes and artwork. I have the life tracker here. I've already told you about this. And these are the yearly goals. Year 2013, 2014, 15, 16. I have mostly done the goals for 2013, especially the financial ones, but the rest still needs a little bit of work. Now I have here my Etsy sections. I used to have just 1 section for all my Etsy stuff, but it has gotten to be so chaotic and I can never find anything there, so I have segregated them further. Here I have Etsy shipments. These are for shipments that have not yet arrived. For as long as they have not yet arrived, I consider them still open, and as soon as they arrive, I file them away. So right now I am tracking 3 different shipments. This one is supposed to arrive today because this is within the Philippines, so it takes like a day or two. Now I have the Etsy expenses. These are supplies that I have to replenish. This is the label that I need to show the sales girls. And this is the monitoring of the ink that I use. And right now I have already before I filmed this, I have already filed away all of the expenses that I have to prepare to give to my accountant so he can factor them into my tax returns, stuff like that. Now I have here a section for all my Etsy samples. You have already seen this in my other videos about my Etsy store. Just in case people would like to see what I am doing with my store, I have these here. Next section is the Etsy notes and ideas, just rough, very rough measurements, costing, notes, ideas, guides when I'm listing stuff. This goes on here. And now I have the Etsy orders and requests. These are just custom orders and requests that I have to do within the week. So right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 this week and it's already Wednesday, but I've already done 2 of those, but I'm not yet happy with them, so I'm not yet sending them off. I'm giving myself another day to try to work things through, but this should all be done by Friday. Next section is my blog and my YouTube section. Now I'm wondering why I lumped this together, because they have different content. My YouTube channel is about planners, agendas, paper. My blog is about writing and everything else. So I'm not really sure why I lumped them together, but that's okay. I'll see why in a few days or weeks or so. Mainly just blog and ideas for YouTube, the usual inspirational tracking thing. Now I have here notes from my ghost novel. This used to be labeled ghosts, but now that I have the luxury of space in the wider and bigger tabs, I label that my ghost novel. So just notes on things that I read about ghost theory. And next I have the writing ideas and prompts. Poem that I like, another poem that I like, motivation hacks, and inspirational quotes from things that I read. I have already filed off most of it. And then we have the GSIS directory, which is the office directory for my day job. I call these people, not every day, but enough to merit the directory to be placed inside my daily binder. And then I have my journal page, which is empty for now because I'm still on the Midori Traveler's Notebook. And then again, to end, I have 2 sheets of PVC that are wider than the Filofax pages. And then I have just blank checks, just in case. Then I have my 4-color Coletto Lumio with a pencil and eraser, and I think it's purple ink and blue ink. So that's my setup in my Franklin copy. Now earlier I have mentioned that in this list of sections I have emboldened these 4 sections and put here a decorative element that draws attention to these 4. This is because in case I have to run out to a formal event and cannot carry the whole thing, these are the sections that I have to take out of this binder and put in my Saffiano. Because if it's a social event like a dinner, like a charity, or just out with friends or go to the beach, I don't really need all these. But I don't want to have a separate binder just for weekends, because I'm not very comfortable with that. That has never worked for me. So what I do is just take the exact same content, take out these 4 sections and put them on this Saffiano. So these are also marked here. If it has a diamond, then it goes with me on weekends and vacations. So that's daily pages, but when it comes to the daily pages, it doesn't have to be the whole 2 months. It can be just the next couple of days or so. Then I take this out and put this in my Saffiano. And as you can see, it will fit. It will fit. And then when I'm done, I just put it back. So that's my two binder compromise. Not really a two binder thing because it is essentially just a wallet. It's essentially just a wallet, just note paper, all cards, cash, and of course the lottery tickets are on there, and the calendar. It's essentially just a wallet. If I had a compact or a slimline, this is what it would contain, and the main binder would hold everything else. But my main binder now holds actually everything. So if I need just a wallet, I take out these four. And just to make sure that I don't miss any of the four, I have marked the tabs with diamonds. These are the four that should go into my wallet. So there. That is my Filofax. No, not my Filofax. This is my Franklin Covey with 1.75-inch rings, and this is how I have set it up. And by the way, the dividers are now plain because even the minimalist light font on here, I found it was too much, and because I have bigger font on the tabs, I don't really need another text on here. It would be redundant. So that's it. I hope you were able to get a few ideas from my setup. I hope you enjoyed the video, and that's it. Okay, until next time, thank you for watching. Bye.